Old historical photos you've never seen before. Home of a family at Mays Avenue Camp in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma in 1939. The SS Andrea Doria maiden voyage arrival to New York, January in 1953. Cabin service on board a Pan American airliner in 1943. Propeller work on the RMS Majestic, Southampton, England in 1934. Afternoon crowd at Coney Island, Brooklyn, New York during a heat wave, July 21st in 1940. Photograph by Ouija. Aljoa sportsman touring caravan on display at a California trade show in 1955. Morris Minor Saloon with camping tent on roof in 1954. Passengers relaxing on sleeper seats on an aircraft in 1958. Baby strollers strapped to the front of the bus in Opawa, New Zealand in the 1950s. Cary Grant and his BMW Isetta in 1958. Last car of the 20th century, limited America's most famous passenger train in 1967. Models wearing design by Castillo for Lanvin, Gare du Nord, Paris in 1960 by Louis Farah. Standing next to his motorcycle and sanctioning the driver of a vehicle, Oakland, Kia, police officer in June in 1956. Smith College girls received instruction in the proper way to handle suitcases after red cap service was removed from local train stations in 1958. Chrysler Saratoga customized to promote Zippo lighters in 1947. Coal miners returning from work along tracks noticed the company housing on the hillside, West Virginia, in 1938. Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter filming Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure in 1987. Alexandra Dumas and Ada Isaacs Menken in 1866. A young Johnny Cash with his daughter Roseanne at the Memphis Zoo, circa 1956. Elvis and his cousin Gene at the Mid-South Fair in 1953. An enslaved family on a plantation in Beaufort, South Carolina, circa 1862. A miner's cabin with a sluice in Nevada County, California in 1852. William Buffalo Bill Cody's livery stable and stage line in Sheridan, Wyoming, with a stagecoach departing for the Black Hills in Dakota Territory, circa 1890s. Refueling an Indian motorcycle, possibly from the 1940s. A crew operating a railroad handcar, likely from the late 1900s. Construction of the New York City subway at Delancey and Clinton Streets in 1907. Women employed as railroad roundhouse wipers having lunch, Chicago and Northwestern Railroad, Clinton, Iowa, in 1943, photograph by Jack Delano. A pack horse librarian brings books to a remote mountain home in Kentucky around in 1940. W.T. Tooch Martin, hunter and trapper, believed to be the first Anglo-European settler of Claremont, California photo, likely taken in the late 1800s. Chief Mato Wakan, also called Medicine Bear, of the Upper Yanktonai Sioux in North Dakota, photographed in the 1870s. William Morris relaxes by the fire inside his log cabin in Saluda, Polk County, North Carolina, in 1935. A horse-drawn wagon delivers Coca-Cola in Fayetteville, North Carolina, in the early 1900s. A one-room schoolhouse in Crossville, Tennessee, photographed in 1935. A corner sunflower gasoline outlet, possibly in Chicago, circa 1915. The family of Stump Horn, a northern Cheyenne scout, pictured in Montana in 1889. John, the cook, prepares flapjacks and biscuits along the Pioneer Trail in 1874. Family in a cardboard house and flour sack dresses for the girls pose for a photo in the 1930s. A native couple stands in front of an igloo in Wainwright, Alaska, in 1921. Old school public shaming in Times Square in 1955. Anthony Bourdain preparing a meal in his New York City apartment in 1986. The Suttons Bay, Michigan Fire Department Hose Brigade, photographed in the early 1900s. A farm family listening to the radio while sitting in rocking chairs in Ingham County, Michigan in 1930. Drugstore cowboys in Turner Valley, Canada in 1945. In the depths of the Depression, a mother in Herrin, Illinois, struggles to survive in a slum shack in 1939. Mother and Children in West Ham, Bedroom, London in 1937. Photo by Bill Brandt. A smiling Publix cashier standing beside her cash register in 1950s. John F. Kennedy shares a breakfast meeting with his daughter Caroline in 1961. Pupils in the Essex Market School in a poor quarter of New York in 1887. A group gathered outside the Freund and Bro gun store in Laramie, Wyoming, circa 1860s. A traveling patent medicine or snake oil salesman on an Oklahoma farm in the 1890s. Texas cowboy chuck wagon camp, early 1900s. An elderly Italian woman expresses her gratitude to an American soldier of the U.S. Fifth Army following the liberation of Italy in 1944. The wife of a miner, who is blind, pumps water with her 4-year-old daughter in Harlan County, Kentucky in 1946. A cat drinks water in the kitchen of a miner's home in Bell County, Kentucky in 1945. Child of an agricultural day laborer washing up outside their tent home in Muskogee County, Oklahoma in 1939. A horse-drawn logging wagon traveling along a railway in California in 1902. This photo of a man holding a giant grasshopper is in fact a hoax. But this fooled a lot of people back then. Taken in 1937, a photo of Luana, aka the Bloodthirster. She was believed to have died due to drinking her own blood in 1909. This photo shows a hotel owner pouring acid in the pool as black people swim in it in 1964. The ornately arranged skeletons of Rome's Capuchin crypt, circa 1900. A patient undergoing treatment for mental illness, Germany in 1890. Nurses in their bomb trenches between hospital wards, France in 1918. The gadget, the first atomic bomb, in 1945. 14-year-old Keith Sapsford from Australia died when he fell 200 feet out of the wheel well of a plane as it took off from Sydney on a flight to Tokyo, February 24th in 1970. A slave named Gordon ran away from his Mississippi plantation and found refuge among the Union Army. Photos of the shocking scars on his back quickly circulated throughout the country and became a rallying cry against slavery. In 1863, British soldiers, after their release from Japanese captivity in Singapore in 1945, a Chinese woman whose feet were bound from childhood in 1911. Nurses carry babies during a gas drill in a London hospital in 1940. This is how football helmets were tested in the early 1900s. Car seats for children were incredibly dangerous in the 1940s. This 3,000-pound absolute unit is Luber, the world's largest horse back in 1930. The first iteration of Ronald McDonald was created by Willard Scott in 1963. Josephine Myrtle Corbin, the four-legged woman, in the 1890s. Treatment for headaches in 1895. An early Edwardian woman taking a mirror selfie with a Kodak Brownie box camera in 1900. Women learned to shoot in prison on Roosevelt Island, New York in 1932. Italian traveler Attilio Gatti with 2 hired pygmies and a gorilla caught by them in the Belgian Congo in 1930. Exercises at the Sint Willibrodus Mental Hospital. Netherlands, Henk Blanchard, 14th February in 1956. Oldriev's new tricycle photo by Chaz W. Oldriev in 1882. Actress and future Princess of Monaco, Grace Kelly in 1955. Office life before the invention of AutoCAD and other drafting software's photo from the 1960s. A busy day in Garment District, New York City in the 1960s. The moment of discovery of the bust of Nefertiti on December 6th in 1912, Egypt. The capote and capello are traditional garments from the Azores in Portugal photo from the 1920s. Pinboy at a bowling alley, Washington, April in 1943. Such a fantastic photo shows the sheer size of the British ocean liner RMS Olympic in 1910. Bob Dylan playing chess in Paris in 1964. When horses ruled the streets of New York City Early 1900s, a street scene in downtown Los Angeles, California. In the early 1900s, cowboys gathered at their camp. Circa 1890, Diana Rigg and Anthony Hopkins in London, before they starred in the National Theatre production of Macbeth in 1972. Overland car being driven down steps of Sydney Town Hall in the 1920s. Patrick Swayze with his dogs Cody and Derek in 1985. Portrait of a mother and her daughter photographed in 1910. A miner at the H.C. Frick Coke Company's National No. 3 mine in Muse, Washington County, Pennsylvania, photographed by Russell Lee, National Archives, in 1946. Alfred Hitchcock serving tea to the MGM Lion in 1957. A fisherman and his family aboard their tiny shanty boat on the Mississippi River, Missouri, in 1914. Young lady at a spinning wheel in Ireland in 1905. Stylishly dressed women having conversation over tea with fellow members of their social club in Long Island, New York, in 1948. Teenagers helping grandma with the dishes in Webster Groves, Missouri, in 1944. U.S. Army nurses enjoy a moment of relaxation, sunbathing on the deck of a Coast Guard troop ship returning to the United States from Europe in 1945. Grade school children in Minneapolis watching a video lesson on TV during the city's public school strike in 1951. Students with their lunchboxes sit outside their one-room schoolhouse in Rygate, Montana in 1941. A boy and his little sister fishing during trout season in Reno, Nevada in 1948. Girl students in a home management class at Woodrow Wilson High School learning how to turn and change the cover of a mattress. Washington, D.C. in 1943. A family relaxing on beds in their backyard at a community camp in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma in 1939. Children enjoying the maypole swing in a playground in 1975. A home economics class in Ottawa, Ontario, receiving instruction in cooking in 1959. Schoolboys using test tubes and Bunsen burners to conduct experiments in the science laboratory at the Baldock County Council School in England in 1944. Miners taking an advance on their wages at the credit department of the mining company in Floyd County, Kentucky in 1946. Two girls at their high school lockers wearing bell-bottoms in the 1970s.